Kia ora friends, my name's Brad and it is great to be here at Synod with you. I'm the youth enabler for the Nelson Anglican Diocese and I'm also a potter. About 3 years ago, I was up at Ngāti River Monastery for the National Youth Enablers Retreat, and I often travel with a few handmade pottery cups to give away as a koha. This time I ran into my friend Jesse, who was helping me to lead worship for our group, and I gifted him one of my cups. He kept it with him in his van as he travelled around the country. It sat on his dashboard, went on all sorts of adventures, and about a year later he messaged me to say that he had dropped the cup and it had broken. But then he mentioned that he'd seen a video of me restoring my broken punamu necklace with a technique called Kintsugi, and he asked if I would be able to do the same thing with his cup. I agreed to mend the piece, and about 1 year later, here we are. This broken cup is now in the process of being restored. And Kintsugi is the traditional Japanese practice of repairing broken pottery with lacquer tree sap, also known as urushi, and then dusted with powdered gold or silver. But it's not about hiding the damage, it's about highlighting it. Every crack, each feature becomes part of the story, not erased, not disguised. And through the process of Kintsugi, we're saying the break matters, the scar belongs, and the piece is still worthy. And both the function of the cup or the bowl is restored and made more beautiful than before. And originally, Kintsugi wasn't some high-end art form, it was an everyday restoration. Villagers would fix their bowls with lacquer tree sap and keep using them, and craftsmen would travel from house to house patching up what was precious. It might have been a cup that was used by your grandmother, or a bowl that was gifted to you by your mother. These weren't perfect pieces, but they were beloved. This year, Bishop Steve has called us to reflect on the image of hearts that burn, and I think that Kintsugi offers us a powerful metaphor for that journey, because we as a diocese are in the midst of God's slow and sacred restoration work. And like those Emmaus disciples whose hearts burned as Jesus walked beside them, we too are being restored. Jesus doesn't scold Peter for his failure, he redeems him. He doesn't ignore Thomas's doubt, he meets it. And he doesn't replace the crucified body with a new one, he raises it, scars and all. So too for us in the season of revitalization, God is not giving us a brand new cup. He is taking what has cracked through fatigue, change, loss, even decline, and lining it with gold. Not to hide the past, but to honor the story. Not to go back to what was, but to become something more. This is resurrection work. So this cup, it broke, but it wasn't the end. It's being restored not to what it was, but to what it is now becoming. And that's what God does. That's what Jesus shows us. And that's what we as the church are invited to be a part of.